we rolling? We're good?
Yeah, that's all making it, too.
All right, welcome back to the BotchPod.
The BotchPod. The BotchPod.
The BotchPod, the worst podcast in the world.
Welcome back to the BotchPod, the worst podcast in the world. Today, we got Justin the Dad Chef.
Yes, the dad. You gonna take a stab at my last name?
No.
No?
I don't.
Yeah. Tworog.
Tworog.
It means cottage cheese in Polish, actually.
Really?
Little fun fact, yeah.
So you're Polish?
Yeah. 50-50 Irish and Polish. And there's only one other person in my life that I've met with my last name. And it's a person from Buffalo, and I was going to JCU for orientation for college. And we were getting our pictures taken for, like, you know, your ID card or whatever. And they were like, was your sister here last week? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? And Mary Tworog, like, you know, your sister. I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I've never met anybody with my last name. And she ended up being, like, a sort of, like, same friend group as me. And it was just so fucking weird to meet somebody with the same last name as me. It's quite unique.
So somewhere far down the line,
Yeah.
someone said, your fucking great-great-great-great-great-grandfather said, I want my last name to be fucking cottage cheese.
Yeah, dude,
Cottage
for real.
cheese.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yep.
Solid, though. I
And
mean, it could be
actually,
worse.
I had somebody from Poland in my house because he's dating, like, my wife's uncle. It's just a long-ass story, but she's from Poland, and she walked in and saw my name. She was like, fuck, and, like, said it with an A. I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. She's like, cottage cheese, like, I love it. And I was like, wow.
So do you like cottage cheese?
No, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's pretty
say-
gross.
I was saying, I hope you don't like it. But your last name's pretty cool, but the cheese isn't.
So you cook a lot of food. What
Yes.
do you not like? Like certain ingredients or certain foods? What do you not like?
Dude. I mean, if you follow me, you know I eat, like, crazy stuff.
lot of
I'm a
stuff.
head-to-toe consumer of animals. Like, that's super important to me. Like, to, you know, I eat offal, I eat liver, I eat, you know, oxtail and cheek.
What is oxtail?
Cheek. It's just the tail of the cow.
It's literally a fucking tail.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hear people say that. I don't know what the fuck.
And,
that
like,
is.
the most delicious cuts of cow are, like, the most heavily used areas of their body. So, like, their cheeks, bro, like, when they're, like, chewing food all day, it's super strong muscle. So when you braise it, which is, like, slowly cooking it in liquid, it becomes just butter, just absolute butter. It's so good. And, like, these obscure cuts that you know, I really enjoy cooking with. There's really nothing I don't like.
Besides cottage cheese.
Oh, cottage cheese is fucking disgusting.
No,
I
you're,
think that,
you're right.
like, I'm thinking of those, like, packs where it's, like, cottage cheese and fruit on the one side. You, like, mix it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, dude.
You're very right with that.
See, I'm like the pickiest eater I think I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't like lettuce.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like, okay, so there's foods I don't like, right? But I probably wouldn't not eat something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
like, lettuce, like, you know, if there's lettuce on my burger, whatever. But I don't prefer it that way.
No, like I won't eat. I'll throw
Yeah,
up.
you'll throw it out,
Yeah. No, I'll throw up.
He's
throw
weird.
up.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's really
wow.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have a
It's like a physical reaction.
texture, like
Yeah.
fucking gag reflex. It's bad.
Interesting.
I don't
Like
know
all
what it is.
types of lettuce? There's like the romaine
Any
hearts.
kind.
Yeah.
Any kind. It's like, dude, there's so many foods that I can't eat, and it's been that way pretty much my whole life. Like,
Yeah.
even when I was a baby, I would only eat like the vanilla custard. Like, I wouldn't eat
man.
fucking any of the other baby foods. And I don't know what it is. It's just like I've always been really picky.
Yeah, dude, my wife is the same way. Like, I'll make these crazy dishes, and she'll be like, I want you to make bland chicken. Like, I want you to make chicken with, like, no seasoning and put it on rice. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
It's like
this
salt
is
and pepper.
Salt, dude, not even. Like, I'm talking, she's like bland, like no flavor.
That's crazy.
What? Like, so I definitely know picky eaters, but that's definitely part of the challenge with, you know, cooking for your family.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to like everything, especially kids.
Right.
That's definitely a struggle, but.
And you got two pretty new ones.
Yeah, 3.5, Lyndon, my oldest, and my youngest is 11 months old, Benson. So, yeah, we're in it. Very much in it. It's difficult for sure. Anybody that claims parenthood is easy is just totally lying.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely
I'm sure it's
Straight up
probably,
lying, huh?
probably the hardest job you'll ever have.
Oh yeah, man. Lots of up and downs. Like I always say, they're like, "Oh, you happy you had kids?" Like, dude, it's the most fulfilling thing that you'll ever do. Like, you're gonna be happy sometimes, you're gonna be sad sometimes, and like frustrated sometimes. And you know, the fact that there's kids involved, like it's exacerbated by 100. You know, to the very extreme. You know, like when your kid's not listening to you or something, it's extremely frustrating. I was telling you, like, patience is the name of the game with being a parent. But, you know, when my son is just sitting on the couch and just randomly is like, "Daddy, I love you," I'm like, wow, it's worth it all. Absolutely. So, like, you know, having kids and carrying on the name and the legacy and stuff, it's super important. And, you know, it's something that you have to work at every day, just like anything. But, you know, I love having my boys, and I have 3 young nephews as well. So that's nuts. I'm an only child, so to see my boys that are 3.5 and 10 months old be able to like see their cousins that are like 3, 4, and 5, man, that's crazy. I never had that. Like, you know, I'm an only child. I always wanted that, and be able to see it for my kids, it's all worth it, man. You know.
Sick. Where did the name come from besides having just kids?
Yeah, dude. So like, this was back when like those Andrew Tate like clone wannabes were all on these podcasts like saying all this garbage and like thought they were super smart and, you know, go viral, whatever. And one of the takes that I was listening to with one of these guys, they were like, "Yeah, I just can't be with a girl that doesn't cook or clean or like do this. Like, she's got to be able to cook, or like, you know, she's not worth my time." And I'm just sitting there like, bro, I'm like more alpha than the vibes you're putting off, and I cook and clean. Like, what are you talking about? So I was like, oh man, dad chef, like, you know, sort of a play on words. Dad cook sounded weird to me. Yeah. Because like when I've worked in restaurants, like I've seen what chefs do. They're purchasing produce, they're purchasing the meat, they're going out doing the shopping, they're doing, you know, they're cleaning their kitchen, taking inventory. Like, bro, if you're cooking for your family, you're doing that. Like, you're not just a cook, you know what I'm saying? Not to, you know, say that you have to go to school and do all this, but it's very, it seems to be polarizing to actually trained chefs. I get crazy hate from them on Twitter. You probably see me go at them because I kind of lean into it and, you know, call them out when I see it. But, bro, people, you know, really like, "You're not a chef. What are you talking about?" I'm like, bro, that's the first thing I say in my bio. And I literally had to, if you know who Chef Kuso is, he's huge, man. I had to steal that from him. Like, he always had that in his bio, "not a chef." And I never did that until all these chefs are like, "You're not a chef. Why is it in your handle?" I'm like, bro, really? It's a play on words, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So I literally had to put "not a chef" in my bio.
Is that like a thing? Like, there's like you're not a fucking chef.
Oh,
and like they're dead serious.
bro,
about it.
Chef beef.
dude, I have
Chef
gotten
beef, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
That's a
They're
real
like,
thing.
"You're not a chef. You're not in a professional kitchen." And, you know, funny enough, I've done big cooks. Like, I cooked with Chef Connor Brongart at the Buffalo City Mission. We cooked for 150 people in a commercial kitchen. Like, I've actually done those things too. I've worked in kitchens. Like,
So being a chef, like the title of it is like what's the definition? Like, I'm so confused.
I don't know, and I don't want, like, I'm not a chef. That's the thing. It's one word. It's a play on words.
Yeah,
like,
okay, I got
dad
you.
chef, right? Yeah, I'm not saying I'm a chef. That's not it. You know,
right.
it's a father that steps up to the plate and cooks for their family. That's all it is.
Just
And apparently people fucking hate that. Like, there's a very small minority that are, like, very triggered by that.
That's so fucking weird.
Bro, like, Thurman Thomas blocked me on Twitter. Thurman Thomas blocked me. I'm like, what? And this random chef from Food Network, Alex, I forgot how to pronounce her name. She's all over Food Network. I'm fucking blocked for what, bro? Like,
That's crazy.
I just post videos of cooking meals for my kids, and you
What
know,
the fuck?
that's nuts.
Brutal.
I don't know. I don't get it.
This imposter over here.
Yeah.
How dare he?
But then I'm like, you know, I'm listening to the CEO of Dude Wipes. You ever heard Dude Wipes? Like,
Yeah.
And he was like, if you don't have people absolutely like showing you love and also people just fucking roasting you, like you're doing something wrong. Like you have to have that. If you're going to be successful, like, and build a brand like I'm trying to do, you're gonna have people that really fucking hate you. You just have to accept it. You know, that's something that I definitely struggled with a little bit in the beginning, but now I'm just like, this is actually funny to me. You're this turned off about.
That's crazy.
I didn't put enough sauce on my pasta.
Fucking
like,
wild.
homie, I'm in my kitchen. Like, you're not even paying for this. So, like, this is free content on fucking Twitter, and you're triggered by me not putting enough sauce on my pasta that I serve to my family. What?
If you're genuinely like mad about that and take time out to leave a comment, you're kind of fucked.
They got something wrong deeper down in themselves to like try to bring other people down.
Yeah.
It's
So him and I deal with it a lot, but
a lot.
it's funny.
Yeah. No, dude.
TikTok's brutal.
TikTok's tough.
Really?
Bad.
Oh, they're fucking. I think that might be the
TikTok's
worst.
Wow.
Twitter and TikTok are like right there, neck and neck.
I haven't experienced that on TikTok, but I don't have as big of a following. I've got like 9,000 on there or something. But, you know, Twitter, I'm close to 70,000 at this point. And, bro, I get hate from left and right every day.
Yeah, fuck them though. They suck.
That's
Fuck 'em,
exactly.
They
I
suck.
think it was
You guys suck.
like during like COVID, I got like up to like 20K or something, and that's when I started to like get a lot of hate on my bigger videos, and it kind of fucked with me at first too.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're fucking talking about, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I was excited to chop it up about content in general, because I know that you know the grind.
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult. It really is. Because people say some shit, and you'll actually think about it. Like, like, damn, was
Just
that
gotta lean
corny?
into that shit, though.
Exactly. Lean into. Dude, I laugh when somebody sends me, like, for example, a couple weeks ago, somebody sent me a DM because I cooked veal. You know, it's a little bit expensive, right? Sent me this fucking essay about how I'm now a food snob. He followed me to begin with because I'm a dad that cooks like workable meals for their family. Like, you're a food snob, all this garbage. And I'm like, what the fuck? Screenshotted the shit and posted it on Twitter. I didn't even have to cook that day because I got all my engagement that day. So I love it when people want to come at me, dude. I want all the smoke, please, because you're going to make a fool out of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. You're helping the person out in the long run at the end of the day.
Yeah. But now, on the flip side, sorry.
No, that's a good point. So everyone always talks about how engagement is good no matter what kind of engagement. But, so we all know that, right?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I do, yeah.
You agree with that. I agree with that too. But the trolls, the people who hate you, do they know, like, if they knew that, would they still comment? You know what I'm saying? There might be bigger haters that just know.
They obviously don't, because most of them are like user 28796.
Just fucking
you know what I mean?
It's never the real person.
Yeah,
They
just
never have a
fucking
face of
morons.
themselves.
Yeah.
They're cowards, honestly.
just they have
You
no
would never
idea.
say that shit to me in person.
Oh my God, no.
Please.
Never.
You're going to tell me you're standing in my kitchen and tell me there's not enough sauce on that pasta? I would never serve that.
Call Michael Myers on there. Yeah.
Please, bro.
Especially if you're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Got tons of sharp utensils.
I was actually, dude, because I'm a software engineer by day. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, so I'm really into the algorithm and stuff like that.
Oh,
And-
okay.
and negative comments or something like that, bro, they help in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Like when I go on like YouTube Shorts, sometimes some of these videos that are going viral, the top comments are you getting roasted.
Yeah,
You gotta be like cool with that.
Yeah.
Like you have to be self-aware and like be okay with it. You know?
That happens with us. Like we get comments from a podcast like 5 months ago on Shorts, and they're all negative, but they just keep commenting every day. It's like,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yep.
Like I like numbers watching. I like watching numbers rise too. Like,
Yep.
So you said you're trying to build a brand and everything. Now, it's curious on the more business side of things. What would you say is like your target audience right now?
It was so originally the whole influencer. I hate that word. That was never part of the plan. My plan was always to build a brand that I wanted to use. So like I heavily invested into wooden cookware. So we have like 5 different kinds of cutting boards in 3 different variations of wood. Obviously, there's different, walnut's going to be more expensive than cherry and stuff like that. And they're different designs. Like one has grooves on it to catch juices. One's like an end grain butcher block that'll last you a lifetime. When I was looking for upgrades to my kitchen, I didn't really vibe with the brands out there. And like there's like these, I mean, I hate to say it, but they're corny brands like Dad Bod type shit and like Dads That Cook. And I'm just like, bro,
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I wanted to create what I wanted. I literally created the products that I use every day.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, the target audience originally was dads like me, the young family. I always say moms do enough, right? So I took up the cooking in the household. Again, it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
I didn't eat well as a kid, so my kid's eating fucking chicken liver, like superfoods, and he's 99 percentile height. Like there's got to be some correlation. Like feed your kids healthy food as they're growing, they're gonna be healthy, right?
So raising athletes over here.
Yeah, LeVar Ball mode, man. But yeah, like the target audience was originally dads like that. But what I've come to find is I'm actually getting just as much female customers as well, either buying products for people they know or literally using them. I'm not sure, but on the social platforms like Twitter and Instagram, I didn't have a lot of demographic info into the followers that I have. I had no clue who was following me, basically. And so when I launched the brand and we started getting orders, my products are in 16 states now after like 6 months or 7 months. And I'm just like, man, like that's a really cool statistic, man. Like we're getting close to half the country, right, in states.
Now you mean like it's been sold to 16 states?
Products have been purchased by a person in that state. Cool. Literally, we've shipped products to 16 states, which is fucking
And that's
awesome.
current right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I would say I'm more under the radar in Buffalo, which is interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
when
people, I met with Maddie from Buffalo Food Slut.
Yeah.
And she had found me on Twitter and commented, and I was wearing this Barstool Sports boy dad thing when I did this video at Moriarty Meats, my butcher. And she commented, and she was like, you got to come back to Buffalo and like do this and that. I'm like, bro, I live here. Like,
I never left.
yeah, like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh my God, I thought you were like this guy, like whatever.
Cool.
So it's really interesting to me. It's sort of like reverse.
Yeah, and it happens that way.
With how people come up, I think.
Right. You said you hate the word influencer, and I understand that 100%.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But you have to. I don't even know if this is a question, but like, essentially, you probably have to like kind of conform to that at this point in a way.
It happens organically, at least for me. Like if you watch my videos, I'm decked out in HexClad. Okay. So that's it's a nonstick pan hybrid cookware brand that Gordon Ramsay partnered with. And I had known who these people were for a long time. And they have one of the best products on the market, if not the best. I mean, the stuff is incredible. I love it. Their knives, every single product. And I think it was like April when I started to get a lot of followers on Twitter. I just didn't know who was following me. I'd wake up and I'd have like 2,000 more followers, and I had multiple videos going viral, and it was just like I didn't know who was following me. So this random clip, and this is why you just keep posting. You just keep going. This random clip I posted, I get this comment from this guy. He's like, "You need to be using HexClad." And I went to his profile, and it was the president of HexClad, Jason Panzer.
Awesome.
And he was following me, and I was like, whoa, like,
Send me some.
This is fucking crazy. So yeah, they did. He followed up, and he was like, we're gonna send you a pan. Just send me a pan. And I'm like, I almost thought of it as a tryout, right? Let's impress this top brand using these pans that I've always wanted, right? Yeah. So I started really evolving my content and trying to get better and working with creators, man, being around Nick and Derek and Taylor and Adam and Denzel, all those dudes at Legacy, like being around those dudes, asking them, yo, is this a good idea? Should we do this? And they kept pushing me. They're like, bro, get your personality out there. Like, you need to talk, like do voiceovers, like get behind the camera. As soon as I started doing that, boom. Yeah. I mean, seriously. So like having those people around you telling you to like stay on brand and like do these things, it was literally just, I'm so grateful for it. And that helped me evolve my content to the point where I have a brand deal with HexClad.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm sponsored by them. Like,
fucking
are you
sweet.
kidding me? I just started doing this a year ago, and I'm I'm clicked up with the best brand in the industry.
I say, because I mean, like, it's not offense to you, but like, you are relatively new. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Honestly, I just found out about you a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And like, I actually found out about you because of Maddie's posts with you.
Yeah.
And but like the thing that like when I brought up the influencer comment, the thing that I mainly am like, I just don't know if like Buffalo and how small it is right now, and like all the other food people or whatever you want to categorize this as.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're ready for somebody like you who's not necessarily a chef or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you say, like you're at home doing your shit. Like you're literally just cooking for your family.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
there's a lot of Buffalo food people too.
A lot of Buffalo food people, whether they're foodie, which is the dumbest fucking word ever, but foodie.
I hate that, yeah.
What the fuck? Foodie or like Chef Darian, for example, or Cuso, but Darian, like is like a chef, private chef type thing.
Yeah.
But like you're just kind of a normal guy who's just filming videos, and you've somehow built this following over hard work and consistency, which is applauding, yes. But I just don't know if like Buffalo. I feel like the Buffalo market is weird because I feel like at least me, and I know like these other ones and like other food people in the city.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah, like that. I feel like the ceiling for you is a lot higher though.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. There are some chefs that really do fuck with me, and one of those guys is Chef Camille. If you know,
yeah, we had
Chef
him
Camille.
on the pod at some point.
Dude, he is the best. Like, Camille is the best. He's almost a mentor to me at this point. I mean, I had early on, he started engaging with my content organically, and I'm like, what? Camille? And I had like 800 followers. I mean, for real. Like, he was showing me love back then. And I hit him up to go to one of his classes to make croissants. And dude, the first time I met him, he was like, Dad, how you doing? Like, I love what you're doing.
Dad caught me off guard for a minute, but now
for real. He called me Dad, and he was like, he told me, you're talking to such a large audience. I love what you're doing. Keep going.
You're just so much more relatable.
Yeah.
Like, I could watch your content, and I'm the most impatient person when it comes to food itself. Like, I'm not necessarily picky, but if it's fucking cold, I'll eat it. If it's warm, I'll eat it. I just want food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, to me, I could watch your content as opposed to like a chef or something really intricate.
Same, dude.
You know?
I always thought that, and credit to my wife, she's the one that pushed me to start posting. I've been doing this since I was like 21.
Oh, how old are you now?
I'm 28.
You're 28 now, okay.
Yeah, so, when we got our first apartment, I was the cook. I mean, and we're talking frozen chicken breasts and frozen veggies, tasted like shit, dry as fuck.
Still better than me.
You got to start somewhere, though. You have to start. You're gonna be shitty at cooking when you start. Like, it's a given.
Yeah,
like,
you'd be shitty at anything.
Right, exactly. It's like the gym. Like, you're gonna start at 135 on the bench until you start getting in there consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, she pushed me to start posting, and I just wanted to show that like, you can have a full-time job and be a father and make good fucking healthy food at your house.
Right.
You don't have to be ordering DoorDash every day, right? Yeah. Like, buying these, even the products that you buy and where you shop. When I found my butcher, Moriarty Meats, over on Elmwood and Amherst, that literally changed my life. It sounds so corny, but finding a butcher shop that you can, it's almost like having a barber. I always say that, like, my sons are gonna have a barber and they're gonna have a butcher, and you're gonna be loyal to both your whole life.
Yeah.
Because, I've been going to my barber for 7 years now, right? Eddie from Dark Horse, and we've literally like grown up together. Like, he knows so much about my life, and it's been awesome to do that. Same thing with the butcher, dude. Like, Tom Moriarty, absolutely love him. His wife Caitlin, he's almost rooting me on. Like, he's telling me, like, when I picked up cow tongue, he's giving me his recipes. He's a classically trained chef in, like, France and Spain or wherever he was. He's just, willy-nilly telling me how he would cook stuff. And it's just, that is so valuable.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. From anybody like that who's a higher experience than you in something that you're really interested in, and taking advice from them or having them give you tips. Like, they don't even probably realize it at the point.
No.
Because they're just being friendly and helping you out,
Yeah.
But when they give you like a tip like that is actually very important to, like, because like, I know what it feels like. He definitely knows what it feels like. But like, I don't mean. No, I don't mean.
Definitely not.
No, that's actually more of a compliment to you because that means you've done more than me. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, no, that's super important.
Yeah. And when I started buying meat from a butcher, and started consuming, like I said, head to tail, even to the bones. Like, I have a video going viral literally as we speak on Instagram of me making beef stock at home. Like, you ever heard of like bone broth? Is what a lot of people say.
Oh, I know about bone broth.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's whatever. But the funny thing about that video is I had posted it like 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks before it started going viral, and I put it to a song and it got like 40 likes. I was like, there's no fucking way, dude. That video is too good. Like, I need to just, one take Drake over the shit. And literally did it in a minute, posted it back, the shit goes viral. Like,
yeah. Oh, so
don't be afraid to repurpose old content.
You deleted it, like fixed it up a little bit? And
did a fucking voiceover on it. I just went down my basement, fucking one take, dude, and just put it over the shit, reposted it without a song, and it goes nuts. And what I'm saying is so true. About doing things like that at home, it's just nothing compared to store-bought stuff. So like when I post on Twitter that the whole chicken that I bought, is $19, I get tons of comments that are like, you're overpaying for that. What are you doing? Like, I get my chickens at Costco for $4.99. I'm like, that's cool, man, but have you seen how those are farmed? Like, I know exactly where my chicken's coming from, and I'm supporting my butcher, who I've seen behind working with his young baby on his chest, right? And his wife is taking care of the kids too, and they have this small business, and they're sourcing their meat from local farms. It's raised well. I'm paying $10 extra for my fucking chicken.
Right.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. So understanding stuff like that goes on in these like large slaughterhouses, like the butcher that I go to, they're trained to literally get every piece of meat off that bone. And in large slaughterhouses, and Tom explained this to me, they hang it on hooks to use gravity because it's so heavy. I mean, think about a cow carcass.
Holy fuck.
And they're just fucking chopping it willy-nilly, whatever, and there's scraps. They don't care about waste, right? And how disrespectful is that to, the animal that lost its life, You start thinking about it on that level, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm going to buy bones from you. And if they don't, the crazy thing about Moriarty's to me, and I'm just shilling Moriarty's right now, go to a butcher.
Shout out.
You need to go to a butcher, yeah. They will get every piece of meat off that animal. They will use the bones. They'll sell them. I can buy bones. But they'll also make their own stock, right? They'll sell the stock. If they don't sell, trimmings, they'll make ground beef. And they'll do that. And they'll use leftover fat. They'll make their own beef tallow, right? And sell it. They're using the whole fucking thing, dude. And every cow that goes through that place, the whole thing. And that, to me, is awesome.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess
exactly.
I had no idea.
It's sickening, dude. Look at some of like there's so many documentaries about it, man. Like pigs that can't even move. They're just stuck like
I
for
saw
their whole
it on
life.
Twitter the other day, actually. Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting, man.
Like,
I mean,
dude was like flipping the ear up, and you see the eyeball. Like,
so it's worth it to spend $10 extra for the baby back ribs from the butcher, right?
Definitely.
So I don't want to support shit like that.
And that's good. Like it is. No, there's a lot of things like that. I didn't even know that though. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Like I know, like I've taken one step further. I've taken one step further. I've been getting like organic, like grass-fed beef at least.
Yeah, yep.
And I mean, budgets and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like, I'm taking one step further, trying to be a little bit healthier with the meat I eat. But I'm not going to a butcher yet. But
oh, dude, go to the butcher. It is organic grass-fed.
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
Yeah.
But like, it's just pricing wise.
Oh yeah, definitely it is. Yes, it is definitely an upcharge for sure. But like I said, I feel good. Same thing with my products, dude. Like it sort of ties in. I chose to partner with all Buffalo companies to keep the money in our economy. Like Keeler does my merch, bro.
Okay.
Cool. Right? Yeah. Like he does my merch. I could have done some type of drop shipping garbage, and
of course.
Really copped out on stuff and make good margins. But like I wanted to keep the money here. Same thing with those cutting boards, bro. Down to the wood. That wood is sourced from Buffalo.
Really?
And the cutting boards are made in Buffalo.
I know. It's fucking
you know what I'm saying? So like
that.
That's sick.
the board that you're getting, like it was all made here, and that was like a big thing to me. So it's like the same sort of philosophy with where I'm spending my money on my produce and stuff.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of big like Buffalo companies that they get their shit from fucking China.
Yeah,
you know,
100%. Dude, there's so much sketchy shit, dude.
Everything's yeah. So with the whole just cooking and making food in general, where did that like come from? Was it necessarily just, I don't know what your background is, but like was it necessarily just something like, oh, I'm in college, I'll start cooking for myself, or have you always had an interest since you were young?
No. So like I would say my first introduction to cooking was watching. My dad owned a pizzeria here when I was really young, and that was like the only male figure in my life that I saw like really, getting in there with food, like making food. But then I started cooking with my mom. Like we would just make eggs, and I would throw every fucking seasoning that was on the table. I had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like my first intro to cooking. I didn't really cook, like I said, until I was on my own. And like I had been, when we got our first apartment when I was in my young 20s, I had just stopped playing sports. I was still working out like all the time. I was really into nutrition. So I started cooking chicken and like making these different recipes and trying different spices and cooking our meals for us when we were young, made no fucking money. We were living in Elmwood. Like it was just, somebody had to cook. And my wife at the time was a hairstylist, so she had really weird hours. So I was the one that had to cook, man. And I took it seriously to really learn, because we only have like so many days on Earth, and I have control over the quality of food that I can make. If you put half-ass effort into your food at home, your food's gonna be half-ass. It's gonna be garbage, right?
Yeah.
But if you put all of your energy into it and really learn what you're doing and like how to layer flavors and like what things go together, it's fun as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's therapeutic. And I'm staring at a screen all day because I code for a living. Then I get to go up in my, my kitchen and just cut some shit and just sort of zone out, and the smells, and you're rewarded at the end with good food. That's so cool. It's like that's kind of how I got started. Nobody really taught me. I watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay, a lot of Marco Pierre White, who taught Gordon Ramsay. He was kind of like his mentor, and just really watched those guys and just tried to mimic and read recipes and just do it.
Sick.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of your videos on Twitter of like just remixing like leftovers.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like making some crazy shit, and I love doing that myself. Like, just even if it's just like a seasoned chicken breast, just like making some sort of crazy wrap out of it, or like with over rice, or like. I'm not a fucking cook. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but like I like shit that tastes good, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like taking shit and just, I don't know, making it something else.
Oh, absolutely.
But like, what is your favorite like kind of remixed leftover that you've done?
Remixed leftover. I would say I wouldn't even call it remixed, and I'm totally taking this from what's his name? I believe his name's Chef Christian. I can't believe I'm not remembering his name right now. But when you make like baked Italian, like baked ziti or something, bro, you can literally just take it and throw it in a frying pan and just sort of crisp it up on both sides, and just throw some Parmigiano Reggiano over the top, a little basil and shit. I mean, you're not even cutting anything. It takes 10 minutes and the shit's unreal.
I saw you recently got an air fryer, right?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, the air fryer's awesome. Dude,
I fucking love air fryers.
Air fryers,
yeah. I actually have a video that was really fun to make where we, do you know what like reverse searing is of a steak?
No.
Yeah. So like normally how you would picture cooking a steak, you're just like searing it in a pan really hot and then flipping it in hot. Reverse sear is where you start it in the oven and you bring it up to temperature really low and slow. And then right when it's at temp, at the perfect temp, whatever you want, pull it out and sear it really quick. And it's just wall to wall, whatever you want, medium rare, hopefully not well done, but.
What kind of guy are you when it comes to steak? Sorry,
I like rare.
Rare.
People will say it's fucking raw, and I'm just like, why do you care so much? Like, I'm eating this shit, bro.
Right. It's not you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a rare, medium rare guy. It really depends on the cut, though. You know,
Okay.
like, I mean, I'll eat anything as long as it's not chewy as fuck. And
Yeah, I'm more of a medium guy.
Yeah.
For like everything, really. Like,
Interesting.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't really like the. I think it's a visual thing with the blood when
It's
it
not
gets like
actually-
rare or whatever the fuck it is,
like,
man. It
Yeah, I
fucks
forgot
with
what
me.
the term is. Mitoglobin or something.
Fuck it.
Only thing, I mean, I like a little pink in my steak, but I like my burgers cooked all the way through.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
taking
I'll
much.
always order a burger like
See,
that.
my dad would just eat it fucking raw. Like,
Yeah, well, actually, I lied. I have eaten burgers that are a little bit under, but I would only do that buying meat from the butchers, like organic, grass-fed.
Right,
I would
okay.
never buy, go to fucking Price Right and get a pound of ground beef and cook a rare burger. You're just fucking asking for it at that point.
Yeah. Sorry, we're swapping camera batteries. Let me know when we're good.
Chilling.
All right. Go ahead.
So you say you're the like doing coding and everything like
Yeah.
that. How has AI affected that though? Like through
AI, so
last year.
yeah, I always found it funny, like, oh, AI will replace software engineers. I always just found that hilarious. AI has become a tool, and we did a presentation, because I'm a software engineering manager, so I manage multiple teams of developers.
Okay.
And we met up as a group, and we were discussing, like, ChatGPT needs to be a tool, not necessarily something you depend on. You can't take everything it spits out with you as a grain of salt. Like, if you're really trying to fix like a performance issue, or you're just stuck on a legit coding problem, not necessarily like business logic or where should I put things, like, but for it to review some code and stuff, absolutely. And I think you can rapidly spit things out that'll help. But for me, the thing that I've found most useful is in my job, it's not just coding. You're actually work intake, and you're creating tickets, and you're making scoped projects, and you have tickets on a board essentially. And part of that process is a product person giving you this giant document, basically telling you what they want and what it should do from a logical standpoint. So what I do is I take that, I give it to ChatGPT and tell it, write up a bunch of fucking tickets for this, and I just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Right?
So with
why do we need a human doing that? They can read, right? They can spit out tickets.
Right.
And basically the part where the human comes in is just reviewing if it's good or not, right? I don't actually have to physically scribe the stuff or read it.
Just makes everything more efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've used ChatGPT for similar things, even if it's just like a caption. Like,
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
what I mean?
dude, content is fantastic.
yeah.
I actually used it for SEO for my titles and stuff on my products, bro. I mean, it completely just spit out everything. I didn't really have to think,
Yeah.
I basically tweak some stuff. The thing that is annoying about AI, I will say, you can really tell when somebody's copying it straight up. Like, there's content that I'll see on Twitter of like threads and shit, and the AI generated photos, bro. Give me a fucking break with these. I mean, they're everywhere. Like, stop. And even AI originally, well, it's still being used, but like, you can use apps to auto edit your vids, kind of, and like chop them up for you, like really quick.
Yeah.
I can just fucking tell when you do that, bro, because the cuts are all rough, and they're in weird spots, and they don't fit together. I'm just like, I can't watch your shit. I know what you're doing. Like, I just can't scroll right past. Like, you lost me.
We do a lot of that stuff for photo editing,
Yeah.
video stuff. Like they're all integrated now into the
Mm-hmm.
softwares.
Into
Yeah.
like Adobe and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I am by no means an expert on that. Like, all I do for editing my videos is I have a Mac at home because I do my development on that, and I bought fucking Final Edit Pro or whatever the hell it's called, airdrop my shit from my phone, and I chop it up.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And I've gotten into such a rhythm with it. And somebody was like, I was telling somebody about Dad Chef, and they were like, do you do this full time? And I'm like, what do you mean full time? cooking dinner for my family full time. That doesn't make sense. Like me doing this full time would be like anti-brand. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not cooking dinner during the day and cooking all day. I'm working my fucking job, coming home and cooking dinner for my family. That's part of it. So the editing part of that, man, I get such in a rhythm. I just like zone out, throw some music on, cut the lights down, and just fucking focus. Yeah. And you know, I'm not an expert, but anybody can really pick something up and start learning it.
Yeah, definitely.
Good questions.
Good question.
Good question.
Great question.
Yeah. So how long do you usually take? So say you make that dinner, from dinner to like after you record yourself, video editing, how long does that take?
It depends. The longest part is the cutting, because I like to, like, I've seen a lot of ASMR content and with like just noise and stuff. Right. And it becomes very telegraphed after I've watched a few of them from the same creators, where it's almost, I can almost predict what is coming next. With mine, I'm trying to like, you know, I'll chop up a piece of garlic in 1.5 seconds and you'll hear like a machine gun, and then I'll take a piece of herb and stretch it for 3 seconds. So I'm trying to like mix and match, so it keeps you hooked. You're like, whoa, I have to keep watching. And then, you know, my dumb voice as well over the top of it.
Interesting.
So it probably takes, it depends how much I film. I've definitely realized that I don't need to be filming all the time. I don't need to film the fucking pan cooking for 45 minutes, because ultimately I just need a 3-second clip. So when I'm having to airdrop 30 minutes of footage onto my Mac, that's really what takes time. The editing, I'll chop something up in 30 minutes, do a one take. I don't script any of the stuff. I mean, for real, like, I just talk and hope it sounds good. So probably like 30 minutes to an hour of real deep focused work, like no distraction, you know, no phone. I'm just looking at it, and I'm really keying on the sound waves of the actual video happening, so I can find those moments of action and really clip them down.
How many videos a week do you do?
I do one a day. I try to. And that's part of my strategy too, is like, it's really, I'm trying to pump all platforms, because you have a completely different audience on Twitter than you have on Instagram. Yeah. You're going to have overlap, but at the end of the day, like, people have their apps that they use, and I'll make a video, and I have to catch up almost to these guys. Kuso drop a vid with no hashtags, shit gets 20,000 likes in a fucking hour. Me, I'm fighting for 1,000 views, right? And I have to almost pay to win with, like, using Legacy House, using people that know what they're doing. Like, I have to catch up a bit, so I'm really trying to pump one out a day. Maybe a day off. You guys gave me my day off today. I don't have to cook tonight.
And you're still working.
Still work? Yeah, exactly. It's still all work, man. It's 24/7, seriously. Like,
no, really Kuso's doing iPhone vids, so, right? He's not doing like anything crazy high quality.
Well, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like, the edits, and like not just doing clips and like
just like the styling of it. Yeah,
I really found my flow recently, bro. And like, when you find your flow, like, I was sitting there making that beef stock video, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, this is the best fucking video I've ever made. And then the next day I was making like a chicken piccata video, and after I finished it, I'm like, this is the best fucking video I've ever made. And it just keeps going, and then you get in a rhythm. And then it's just nothing, man. It's clockwork. You know, it's muscle memory. Because again, all the content is me doing what I actually do. It's not me coming in and setting up and, you know, let's get these lights good. Like, I'm in my kitchen with my fucking $800 little electric stove, just like everybody else. You know, it's not, I just have a camera turned on, you know? I'm trying to find good angles and really play with things, and yeah, it's it's fun.
I feel like that's how it was for me being a graphic designer. Like, it takes time. Like, that first year, you're figuring it out and everything, and then next you're like, it's my best graphic, you know, and then you just keep going up and up and up.
Yeah, you start to surprise yourself, you know, like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm really proud of that, you know. And I look at some of the corny shit that I did early on this year when I was first started. Yeah. You have to learn, though. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, and you put it out there for everyone to see. And then you're like, yo, this is it. Like, this is my come up right here. It's corny as fuck, right? I look back on it, I'm like, it's just funny. I see the evolution in my own content of trying new things.
But it's cool to keep that shit up, too.
I'll keep it
You
up.
know what I mean? Because, like, people can look back and be like, damn, he came a long way. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, man. Absolutely. And honestly, the biggest thing that I've noticed is my knife skills. If you look at videos back from, like, March, this is when I was getting tons of hate from these chefs about my knife skills. And I was like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm buying the professional chef textbook that you read for school, and I'm going to fucking read it. I can read too, buddy. You know, like I'll learn my knife skills too. And if you look at my videos now, that shit is clean, dude. I don't cut nothing. I mean, claw grip, whatever. I can chop really quick. I can look at you and chop. It took me 4 months. Like, fuck off, dude. Honestly.
That's awesome.
I hate those guys, man. It's just pissing me off. And I remember sitting there like, I have to just continue to evolve and find my flow. And I think I really found my flow and interacting with people that really like the content. They're like, dude, you're inspiring me to like get in the kitchen and cook for my kids. And I'm like, that's exactly what I've been trying to do, bro. That's all it is, that other dads can step up and really take that responsibility, because I think that it's one of the most important responsibilities to feed your kids healthy as they're developing. That's the biggest thing for me, at least.
Yeah, especially with so much like fucking fast food and so much bullshit around.
Yeah, man. It's like all of the worst things for you are just shoved in your face at all times, right? And we really have to find these like influencers and stuff to like show that there's different ways to do things. I don't know. It's just weird, man. Like, it's just the system just wants to kill you quickly, and and keep putting poison in your body, and it's weird. A lot of it is ignorance. Like you said, you just learned about the slaughterhouse stuff today. I mean, bro, go research it. It's nuts, absolutely nuts.
I think there was a long video where somebody went undercover and won, right?
Oh, there's a bunch, man. There's a bunch.
Yeah, I've seen one. I know I've seen one, and it was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy shit.
Yeah, it's just it's gross.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So talk to me here. Let's just go right to it. Opinion on vegans.
Vegans?
Or vegetarian, whatever the hell they are. The ones who don't eat anything animal.
Yeah, I've posted some questions on Twitter.
Can I cut you off for 1 second? I'm sorry. I hate to. But do they ever give you shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't really care though. I don't have a problem with them because I just like.
You're kind of dumb. You don't know what you're missing out on.
Yeah, and like, it's not like people eating beef or like coming at them. They're the aggressors.
Every time.
And I don't really have anything to say back to vegans. Nothing witty or nothing off the top that comes to mind. I don't really engage with them.
Will you fire back on somebody eventually?
Oh, fuck yeah.
You do fire back.
Oh, I fire back on people all the time. Like I said, I lean into haters and shit like that. Like, absolutely. But vegans, I haven't found a good way, because they're just like, you're disgusting eating that animal. It's like, why do I even say that? Like, I'm just.
it's like a woman saying, "Fuck
Okay.
off." Nice armpit hair.
One interesting thing though that I just thought of is like vegans not eating meat, but also within the culture of eating meat or whatever, you have things like veal, which is like a baby cow. Like, some people won't eat veal.
So that's what veal is.
Yeah, it's like a baby cow. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I believe that they're raised in a certain way. That's a little, sketch. I'm not entirely sure. I'm ignorant on it, but
right.
Some people are like, they care about that stuff.
hard on that
that
one.
even eat meat. But I haven't honestly gotten a ton of hate from vegans, man. It's the fucking chefs. The chefs are after
Would
me.
you have ever guessed? I mean, I would have if someone were to have brought it up. But if you were to have said, "What do you think my biggest hater is?" I would have said vegan. But now that I think about it,
if he eventually gets on the wrong side of TikTok, yes,
vegan will take that over.
But the crazy thing is, I've seen a clip, and it's like this farmer on, I think it was like Joe Rogan or something, and all he does is like vegetables, pretty much. And he's like, what's fucking crazy, dude? Like, I kill more animals from eating my plants than some slaughterhouses do in like a week.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
he kills so many animals just to prevent them from eating his fucking plants.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And crops.
Vegans are genuinely
either way,
ignorant.
like animals are getting killed.
And there's nothing wrong with that if you are a vegan. I don't give a fuck. Be quite honest with you.
But it just doesn't make like.
But the thing is, yes, like if you're the extreme vegan, fuck you, because you're fucked. You are
Aggressive vegans.
if you're not gonna come at me for fucking living my life or his life, fuck off, respectfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that my content is not very meat focused.
Right.
Like, there's a lot more content where these dudes are just barbecue and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. And Kuso, we're just talking about Kuso, but his is very meat heavy.
He's local and it's just
there's a lot.
Man.
There's a lot on TikTok too that I see.
Yeah. One of the guys mentored me, man. He showed me love very early on is Matt Grork from Grork Boys Barbecue. And his name's like the meat teacher. And this guy, he's a teacher at a school and films content at home. He was on Next Level Chef and, he followed me early on, DM me. He's like, I love it, man. Love what you're doing, whatever. Keep it up. He's one of those guys that are rooting for you behind the scenes, and I absolutely adore him. But he gets a ton of hate from vegans because he's basically he's the meat teacher, right?
Yeah.
It's in the name, bro. So vegans are really coming after him.
Okay.
It's just funny because it's not like it's like I don't care. You know what I mean? They're like you're eating meat, like you don't care. It's like. Actually, I probably have more respect for the animals than you, and I'm consuming them.
Yeah.
Eating head to tail, no waste, use up every piece of that fucking
I was saying, when you said that, you're 100% right
absolutely.
At that point.
I guarantee I show them 10 times more respect to animals than fucking vegans do.
Right.
Doing that, shopping at my butcher.
And that's such a goofy thought. Would you have ever thought that?
Yeah.
Because I would never. Genuinely. And I don't mean that.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But like the way you put it and the way it just adds up, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
I'm trying to think, who else has really, come at me?
I just love that. Like, how can you come at someone for, you know what I mean? And I don't mean it like you shouldn't have haters, because everybody should have haters. But how do you you're so? I don't mean this in a bad way, but you're so innocent in a sense. You're not
every niche has fucking haters.
Yeah.
That's just
No
fuck.
matter what
Yeah,
it
man.
is.
Go do something with yourselves, because probably some of them are watching.
100%. That's the thing that I love is somebody. I was getting tons of, and this is just nuts. Again, the beef stock video that's going viral as we speak. I'm getting so many comments like, "Bro, you use fucking tap water. It's ruined." I'm like, I can't fucking win with these people. I'm just gonna do something wrong at every fucking video.
Yeah,
I'm
take
like,
it out to
tap
hose
water,
water
really?
next video.
You importing Fiji, bro? What? Are you kidding me? If you're in an area that doesn't have good tap water, don't use fucking tap water. Yeah. We are.
Yeah, sorry.
I have to say that in the video.
What's crazy is companies will run ads, right?
Yeah.
Where they do something tiny like that, like use tap water to an audience they know that will piss them off.
Yeah.
Just to get more comments.
Yeah.
And make the ads work better. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or misspell something
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
just
misspell
little
something.
tiny things.
Misspell something
just to get people to comment and help the
say
algorithm.
something wrong.
Yeah.
It's all about the
You're
algorithm.
drinking a Mountain Dew, but you say Coke or something like that.
Right.
People are gonna get fired about that, and it just helps everything, dude.
Yeah, man.
In general, though, so you're from here, your whole
Born
life.
and raised, man.
What town?
I grew up in Snyder.
Snyder.
Yeah, so I went to
know where.
Amherst my whole
Oh,
life.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool.
graduated in
You
13.
look so familiar. I was just wondering.
Are you guys baseball fans? Like baseball?
Not really.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Jonah Heim of the Texas Rangers graduated with him. He's killing it, man. Just won
Really?
the World Series.
Oh,
From Amherst. I mean, just nuts. Absolute, hometown hero there.
Yeah.
Had to plug him because it's just nuts.
You close with him? You talk to him at all?
One of my best friends is his best friend. Okay. So yeah, we've had some great times together.
Okay, cool. Get him on a video.
Get him, yeah, dude. I would love to cook for him.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. But he's in Texas. He's got a family. He's got a wife. all this shit.
Gotcha.
Traveling all the time. But yeah, last time I saw him was at a Sabres game, and he's got 2 beautiful kids and a wife. And, dude, just him winning that series, bro, and I'm like, man, I literally almost grew up with you.
You feel for him, you know?
Bro, I can't even express how proud I am as somebody, that knows him, and
Yeah.
I've spoken to him. I know how he loved that game. And funny story about Jonah, actually. He would have been the best wide receiver of all time in the area, I swear to God. So I tried to get him to play football for our senior year. And I got him to come to a 7-on-7 at the Ralph when they used to do that in the winter. Mm-hmm. And he actually showed up and played, and the kid was fucking a stud. I mean, he was burning everybody. He could run routes, and he never stepped foot on the football field. That's just how gross of an athlete he is. Yeah. And his dad was like, nah, good call.
Not worth it.
He's got a fucking World Series ring now.
That's fucking awesome. Good for him, man.
Yeah, man. But Amherst was awesome. I really enjoyed it there. Lacrosse was a big deal. I love football. I played football, but lacrosse is probably my favorite sport. Okay. That was so fun. I was always a baseball kid, and then the way that our coach recruits people is in middle school. He's the gym teacher, so he'll find all the baseball players and be like, "Fuck that," get a lacrosse stick in your hands, yeah. And that's how I started playing. And dude, I played against some crazy lacrosse players from the area. Connor Fields. Played for the Bandits. He was nasty in high school. I remember him, dude. Really, really good. Zed Williams. I mean, he is literally.
I played against Zeddy in football.
Bro, he is a disgusting athlete, and it's so funny because we played Zed multiple times. One was for the section championship, and that team, Silver Creek, right?
Yeah.
Dude, they showed up on like a fucking short bus with mismatching uniforms, gym shirts, and we're in here with like these brand new Pro 7s, all white, decked out, brand new shit, look like fucking, just insane. And he has a brother.
He has like 10 brothers.
Okay, so the brother, I believe, is in the same grade, but
yeah.
Dude, they both played lacrosse, and his brother, Zed's tall, lanky, long arms, can shift like that. His brother was like almost the opposite, short, thick, stockier, thick. Them watching them play together, it was just unbelievable. I mean, they would literally just step at the top of the box and just fucking bombs top right corner. I mean, it was insane.
He's like one of the best
in the world.
Yeah,
bro. Best players in the world from here. Yeah, lacrosse is huge.
Good for him.
Yeah, dude, watching him play, literally, I'm not kidding. No fucking elbow pads. Just one dude's got black shorts on, the other one's got fucking green, the ripped. It's like,
just ripping
who
it
are
up,
we
though.
playing right now? And then they'll drop 20 points on you.
Right.
He scores 6 times.
Yeah.
Because every time Zed gets the ball, he will literally, all the strategy was get Zed the ball or his brother. Bro, if they never left the field, okay? In lacrosse, you're running all the fucking time.
Yeah.
He's a midi, okay? So he's running the most out of anybody. He would literally start just walking, just to catch his breath, and we'd have defenders on him, and he would just, what are you gonna do to me?
Fucking
just
athletes.
insane.
Athletes, man.
He was you knew he was just
something special.
Disgusting. Yeah. The only other time I remember that seeing a player like that was, do you remember, you played football, right?
Yeah.
You remember Akil Lynch?
Yeah, I graduated.
Bro.
I didn't graduate with him, but I went to St. Francis, so
yeah, man.
So I got to watch Akil play.
I trained at St. Francis because my high school offensive coordinator graduated from there, and in the off season we'd go in the gym and train and shit. And I remember seeing Akil at a 7-on-7. I'm like, what the
fucking unit, right?
Bro, he is just built.
Dude,
I mean,
that's a disappointing story to me.
I know.
Akil just
very sad.
I'm not gonna get into it, but Akil, Akil was fucking dude.
But bro, legend.
Yeah,
legend.
I'm
I remember
walking through. I'm a freshman. He's a senior. Walking through the hallways. What the fuck?
Dude, he had cuts. He was just cut.
Dude was fucking him, dude. He was
for real. He
athlete,
was gifted, man. Gifted.
Yeah. No, he was. That's funny you bring him up because I bring him up to you a lot because like the only experience I had was high school football, and Akil was fucking dude. Everyone the hype around him going to college, this that.
Yep.
He was him in Hamburg, Buffalo, and at that point he was.
He was the real deal, man.
No,
yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you though. You just said forgive me, I forgot the baseball player's name.
Jonah Heim, yeah.
Okay. You said you would love to cook for him. So, have you ever done a private type setting, or would you ever?
For friends, yeah.
Friends.
No,
Okay.
I would never charge money for that. Like, and how I started really was cooking at tailgates. So like, I'm a season ticket holder, like with all my boys.
What do you tailgate?
Last year was KK lot. We've been in a couple places. A lot of dudes moved out of town, so we haven't really been at it this year.
Okay. Talk to us Sunday,
Oh fuck yeah!
because we're looking for a new lot.
Well, I'm not it at the moment. KK lot was fucking lit though. Last year, my buddy was dating a girl and they split up. So
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? Can't really.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but we started with the content there, and again, some of it's really fucking corny, but I could sort of see it. And the thing that I do at tailgates or for the Bills games is I always cook a dish for the visiting team. You know, if they're from Cincinnati, you know, Skyline chili, like all that shit. I'm sure that's a common.
No. Well, there's these guys. They always feed us every tailgate.
Yeah.
Das Bills Boot. Fucking great guys. They do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's dudes that always, yeah. It's a great idea. I mean, showing respect to the team, whatever. But when we played Miami last year in the playoffs, like I did a giant seafood boil, bro. It was cold as fuck, you know, ice, and we had 2 pots going, and it was so fun. And then when we played Cincinnati, I had this 10-gallon cast iron pot delivered to my house on a fucking truck.
Jesus fuck.
Heavy as hell, dude. We did Skyline chili in that thing, and that was, honest to God, ask any of my boys too, or anybody that tasted it, that was the best chili I've ever had in my life. And it wasn't the Skyline chili recipe, it was my own recipe. Taking inspiration, the only inspiration is like Skyline chili's kind of sweet, so you know I added a couple things in there to try to sweeten it up without adding sugar, and it was just fucking incredible. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. Okay. So the tailgates is really how, you know, I got started, you know, messing around making content and shit.
Now you still do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Cool. The home opener, who did we play again?
Home opener?
Wasn't that fucking Miami?
Home was no. It was
did Mexican corn.
The Raiders, I think.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, the Raiders game. That's another dude. I had a video about this Raiders fan go fucking viral on Instagram.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
The most random shit, dude.
Dude, that's the funniest thing because we were at Food Sluts table. That same Raiders fan, he was getting kicked out, right?
Yeah.
That same Raiders fan came up and talked to us for a minute.
Yeah.
And so he sends me the video. He sends me your video, and he's like, we were this same guy from whatever.
Yo.
It was funny. He's like, fuck you guys.
Oh yeah, bro.
I'll
Yeah.
probably be saying fuck you to him.
That was a funny one, man. That was it's always the shit that you don't think is gonna take off that just fucking takes off. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And he was getting kicked out. He was just like arguing with people. I was just like, you know, little clip, and it was hilarious. I was like, holy shit, I gotta post this shit.
That was funny. That was good.
Dude, it was so funny. And I was like, this will be 100 times funnier to this Ray Charles song. You know, Hit the Road Jack or whatever. People were fucking DMing me like, bro, I'm pissing my pants. Like, he flips off the little girl at the end. I'm like, oh my God.
That was funny because he literally sent me it and he's like, this is the same guy. I'm like,
Yeah,
that
man.
fucking was.
My first video that goes viral has nothing to do with cooking.
That's fine.
They got a lot of Buffalo people following my account though, and I think that sort of opened up the algorithm to me a bit. I guarantee you, if you've had a video go viral, it takes that into account. You know, that it's a trusted, you know, more likely to promote the videos that you post.
Especially with like you add more and more.
Yeah. And the thing versus Twitter that I've noticed with Instagram and TikTok especially too is like if you post a video, it could go viral 2 weeks later. 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Instagram and like
Instagram.
TikTok.
I've noticed it more with Reels.
Reels.
TikTok.
Yes. Yeah, Reels.
For some reason, more than TikTok though. Like, I don't know why. Like, I've had shit that I posted like 4 months ago, and then all of a sudden it just starts.
Yeah, it
popping
just starts
up.
going. Versus Twitter, which this is why it was so surprising that we started getting a really big following on Twitter. You have to be so interesting every single day because as soon as that tweet is a day old, it's fucking gone.
Yeah,
nobody gives a fuck anymore. They'll never
Twitter's
see it
like
again.
more in your face. Like,
in your face.
I could get like on my For You page, I could get a video from like 2 months ago. Like I'm like a fucking sucker for those movie ones. But I'll sit there and watch a whole movie on TikTok. You know. So like I'll click on it and I'll be like, and it'll say,
It's like
show
part
me this
one,
last
part
video.
two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking sucker. And I'll click on it. I'll click on her page to find part 2, and it takes me all the way back down. I'm like, why the fuck was this uploaded like 3 months ago?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the algorithms they're all different. They're all weird. They all have their own weird kinks.
Yeah.
What kind of software stuff do you do?
I'm mainly in healthcare in my career. So right now I'm at a company called Centivo, which, are you familiar with the company Liaison?
I know.
I believe you had the Bray Babes
Yeah.
found around here. Yeah, she worked at Liaison. So
Okay, cool.
Ashok, the CEO of Liaison, ended up selling Liaison to Willis Towers Watson for $250 million. One of the, for real, like one of the biggest unicorns tech, in Buffalo history, for real. And then ACV came along and that stuff. But Centivo is Ashok's company. He basically sold that company and rolled right into Centivo. And I've been there for a long time, man. I mean, we had fucking nobody back when I was there. Built everything with my coworker Kevin from the ground up, and now we've got like 300 employees.
So you transitioned after they sold? After they sold?
No,
your
I'm
state?
sorry. I'm explaining Ashok, his background. He sold Liaison,
okay,
and then he rolled right into Centivo and started that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the thing with Centivo is, like, Liaison was more of like a benefits marketplace platform, I believe, where you like you shop around for what insurance you want, essentially, on this marketplace. Centivo is, I had to really take some time to understand it when I first started. It's a self-funded health plan. So instead of you as an employer offering something like Blue Cross, Blue Shield, right, traditional health insurance carrier, where you're cutting them a huge insurance premium and you're charging, the plans often aren't great, whatever. Self-funded means that you as the employer, you foot the bill. And what we're seeing with our clients that have used it is they're saving shits ton of money. And I've noticed it too because I'm on the plan myself. There's no deductible. All of the costs are transparent. Anytime that you see a specialist, it's $30. There is no random bill that comes to you, and you walked into the wrong room and that doctor was in there, so we're gonna bill you $1,000. That doesn't happen. Emergency room visit, $250 flat every single time. And it's saving money for people like me with a family, bro. I mean, my kids are sick every day.
Yeah.
Always at the doctor. And it's good peace of mind for me to be like, I know, go there whenever you fucking want, because we're not paying, with a high deductible health plan, you're not getting benefits until you hit that max. And often, it's $8,000 or $10,000 a year before you even get a benefit.
Yeah.
And often the benefit after that is like, we'll give you 60%.
Yeah.
I mean, think about having, as a middle-class working American, having a serious medical issue, and you have to front 10 G's or 15 G's for an emergency surgery or something.
Yep.
I mean, what the fuck? And now you're in debt, right? You have medical debt now, and it'll fuck people.
Never ends, yeah.
The fact that this plan is coming in to disrupt that whole shit, bro, we have had some instances where, like, people have said stuff about the company and don't trust it. It's new, like, what's going on with it? But we're making waves now, man. I mean, it's really catching hold in the market. Okay. The development team, I run 2 teams. We got probably 6 devs each, man. We're cranking and it's fun as hell. Most of my career has been in healthcare. Prior to Centivo, I worked at a consulting company, actually across the street, Brisbane building. I think I mentioned that to you, that I worked there for a number of years.
Okay.
And we consulted, tons of different companies, man. I mean, the biggest health information exchange companies in Buffalo and, Syracuse area, to like random like breweries coming to us to build them apps, and they want to take stab at products. So I built a ton of shit, bro.
That's cool. Sweet. No,
yeah.
that's different. It's such a different background.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that until we had this podcast. That was your fucking niche gig, like what you do.
Yeah. No, that's why, like, when COVID hit and people were getting thrown into remote work and they were like, oh my God, this is so, I was like, bro, I've been doing that forever. When I first started, like, you know, I was basically in the office for the first 3 to 6 months, and then after that, a couple days a week, you know, you stay home, do whatever, and, you know, work remotely. But the job is crazy hours sometimes. I mean, there's been instances where, like, especially in a startup where everything's from scratch, bro, I mean, clients are on the line. It's not like some big BCBS where, you know, everyone knows each other and there's this, like, old boys club. You know, you're never going to lose the business. You know, you make a mistake as a startup. Like, say we got hacked and our data is exposed. See ya. I mean, how you have to be able to defend it. I love that pressure.
Okay.
So it's like, I love that shit. And building software too, that's actually making an impact. Really awesome. But yeah, dude, I got into coding like when I was in high school probably. And then taught myself more into college. I went to college for computer science and concentration in programming. And yeah, man, just been doing that for a long time.
I like to say I'm a copy and paste coder.
Yeah, fuck yeah, so am I.
100%.
So am I, bro. You know how much, dude, and my stepfather is also a developer. He always told me, he has a USB flash drive. Dude, he was coding like COBOL and fucking disgusting old programming languages. He kept a USB drive of all of his code that he wrote. So I always have had that habit. Any code that I write that's clean as fuck, you are dumb throwing it away because it is a template. You can use it later. You can take that to any job that you go to. You know, so you reuse code a lot in the industry. It's like best practice to, like, you know, abstract stuff, you know, make stuff reusable so you can use it in different spots. You're not writing the same piece of code, you know, 20 lines of code. I have to write it here. If I don't abstract it, I have to write the same thing over in here. No. Yeah. Put it in one central location. They both use it, right?
Gotcha.
So, sweet. Yeah.
It's a foreign world. Let me ask you, it really is. Let me ask you though, so now knowing more about you and essentially two sides of your life, at home and then at work, what's your end goal? Would you ever want to take Dad Chef to the point where you can live freely and retire from, or quit, or whatever you want to call it, and not need to do another job like that and mainly focus on content and just actually living your life?
Yeah, and how do I answer this? I will always code. So if you go to app.dadchef.io, in a weekend, me and my buddy spun up it's a recipe generator. So like you can put in allergies, and if you want it to be 30 minutes or an hour, this and that, and you use a chat GPT, takes in that shit, and you can fucking...
You guys did that?
In a weekend.
In a weekend, you said?
Yeah, so the problem is I only have 24 hours in a day. Okay, so like... I am all in on the content. The content takes up all my time. That's all the energy I have, because if I overextend myself, every other area will fail. I cannot overextend my energy and stuff like that.
So funk out, yeah.
Yeah, if you thin yourself out, you're gonna burn out, man, and it's not good for your mental health and stuff like that. So, we were all in, like, again, the influence. Dad Chef was not supposed to be a person, and it's not like the Dad Chef. Like, it's not a person. Like, Dad Chef is everyone. You know what I'm saying? In a weird way. And I was starting to push the products and the brand. I basically came up with all that shit. That's the first thing I did, was I got my inventory, designed my shit, merch, partners for everything, video and my cutting boards and wood, website, everything. I mean, that's the first thing I did, because I didn't expect to blow up as this cook guy. So then I had to pivot, right? I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, we have to ride this. I have to capitalize. I mean, why not? So I kept focusing on the content, and the other side of things that I really want to do have, you know, fallen back because I just don't have time. Don't have money to do it too. People don't understand how much money it takes to start a fucking business. I'm sure you guys know, of all people, but good Lord, man. Anything you're doing, you know.
It's a wicked, it's a never ending loop.
Oh, and I think I It said on the Buffalo AF the one time, like, trademark your shit. And that's just one of the expenses that I did not expect to have to do. I had to trademark logo and name Dad Chef because the day I launched my site and my merch and all my products, 3 sites popped up selling the same shit, my logo and all this. And Jeremy White from WGR, actually, I tweeted it and I was like, I need help. What do I do? Jeremy White immediately DM'd me. He was like, did you trademark it? And I was like, what are you talking about, basically? I'm ignorant to it. I didn't realize, like, all this stuff. He's like, go to this website right now and apply right now. Do it. And you better hope that somebody hasn't applied for it, essentially, because then I have to go through a rebrand. I'm fucked.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can't be using the name anymore.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Jeremy White for that, bro, because I wouldn't have done that. But it was 4 G's to just apply.
Oh, it's fucking
on
disgusting.
top of lawyer fees.
Fucking disgusting.
And then after you do that, based on how many statutes you picked, the price goes up, right?
Yeah.
If you want it only in the U.S. or worldwide, price goes up.
Yep.
That trademark cost me probably $12,000 to $15,000.
Holy fuck.
And expense I didn't even think I would need to have to do. Because I launched the brand, I'm like, oh, we're good, man. Like, I got my capital in the bank. See ya. All of it gone.
Yep.
You know?
It's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
It is.
But, you know, when you really, a lot of people at that point, they would fucking turn around. I always told my wife that, like, well, you know, she's really nervous about it. Like, whoa, are we going to is this not going to work? Whatever. And I'm like, the people that think that way, 99.9% of people would turn around right now. They wouldn't even do it. So I'm just you have to push through this shit to get to it.
And that's what makes you to the point that you are now, as opposed to anybody else that, whether it's the same content, same aspect of what you do, that's the difference between you and them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like,
so one of my last questions is, like, for any dads still watching right now, what is like if they want to get into cooking, what is like one meal that you would suggest that they start cooking for their kids or their spouse or whatever? Like a good meal, but it's also still like easy enough that I can do it. It's doable. Yeah.
I will say that the 2 recent videos that I posted, which is chicken piccata and chicken marsala, those are like Italian American style dishes that you're only using 1 pan, very minimal ingredients, and it's fucking fire. Like, it's so good. So things like that, like, as soon as you learn, okay, let me put the meat in first, right? And then I've got fond at the bottom of the pan. I've got to deglaze that, right? I use wine or stock, and, like, you know, you start with your onions and then layer the flavors. You don't throw everything in a pot at once and boil it. No. Like, as soon as you start to learn that stuff, it opens up a world to you. So, like, it's hard to give without knowing where they are in their cooking journey and what they know. Right. I started out I made it's called Monster Mash. It's basically ground beef, fucking rice, and really flavorful beef stock. So making the beef stock at home mixed with some fucking, I think I was using Uncle Ben's fucking microwave rice and shit when I was working out, and then seasoning ground beef with whatever, not knowing what goes well with each other, but combining it and getting the flavor with the stock. It's very simple and quick, and, you know, 75 grams of protein and my carbs, and bro, I would eat that for like every fucking meal. That's when I cared about how much I weighed and shit, you know?
Right, I'll give you that.
But yeah, man, I would say like really quick 1-pan meals. I like making frittatas a lot for breakfast because you're just throwing eggs and fucking veggies in a pan and baking it. Yeah, man, soups are super easy, chili, you know, stuff that I always recommend, like cook. People are like, how do you eat all the food you make? I'm like, bro, I have leftovers.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, nobody ever,
What do you think I'm eating for lunch and shit? Like, you know, you think I'm eating all that? Like, you're cooking too much food. Like, just
fuck you.
Fucking so annoying. So having leftovers, and like we were talking about, like remixing those leftovers, man. Like, oh, I have leftover chili. Why don't I make fucking chili dogs? Yeah. You know, and just like going nuts. Because the thing that I've found is when you have leftovers and you don't do something different with it, I'm more inclined to not to want to eat it. You know, if I'll literally look at it and be like, I'm starving for something and I don't want to eat you. And I'll fucking order food. you know?
Yeah. Believe me, yeah.
So it takes a commitment, bro. There's some like mind games with that shit with leftovers. So yeah, being able to like remix them and doing simple stuff. But yeah, I mean, and then there's the whole world with baking. I've taken a stab at desserts and shit, but not quite the baker yet. But I wouldn't consider that easy.
Yeah.
But the easiest that I probably recommend is doing slow cooker stuff, like, crock pot meals, but maybe brown your meat first. Like I see a lot of things on TikTok, like just throwing a bunch of stuff into a pot and boiling it. That's not cooking, Right. Like brown your meat, get the flavors out, like cook your veggies down, sweat them, get those flavors to start to really, make themselves known. Get the garlic fragrant, don't burn things, how to control heat, like, So I think there's like steps that you can take. Like I said, dude, I literally started with frozen chicken breast and frozen fucking corn. And it was so disgusting.
And here we are.
Yeah.
I'm still there.
I'm on frozen meals.
Yeah, dude. I just want to be on my deathbed and be like, man, I fucking feasted.
I fucking ain't good.
Yeah, bro. I fucking feasted.
Love that, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Anything you want to plug besides the website? You got the merch on there and everything?
Just the socials, and that's pretty much it.
We'll have your Instagram in the description of the YouTube video, but thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
It was awesome.
Good chat. Like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, you're
Why the fuck you look at me?
big fat pussy bitch.